Welcome back to Laguna Seca for the feature race of round 2 of the GRC Championship. This is going to be a packed event, lots of action to get through, so without further ado, let's get on with the grid. Wayne Belcher takes pole position this time despite his weight penalty. Andre Herseg lining up in his customary second place. Peter Larsen and Johan Pejler on the second row for SRM BMW. Hans Brouwer in a personal best 5th place. 6th for Mike in his BMW. Adi Randall for AAA Racer Skoda, and Chris Askew for Martini Racing Seat. Richard Fisher and Steve Smith round out the top 10 on the grid. As we have red lights on. And it's go in Laguna Seca for the feature race. Wayne Belcher gets a good start and he's got the horse right into the lead up the hill. Despite the weight penalty he's got, he's still beaten Andre away from the line. And they come down into turn 1. Is everyone going to get through safely? Wayne's running very, very defensive. Both the SRM BMWs have made good starts. Everyone through safely. Mikey Marks made a very good start up into 4th place. I see Hans Brouwer's maintained 5th. Chris Askew behind him. As they all come around the second turn. Everyone's around turn 1 safely. But further around turn 1, I believe that's Peter Larsen having a go at his teammate, but he's running really wide at the corkscrew, and that's going to lose him a lot of places. They're going around either side of him. That's Ferry Bavets and Hans Brouwer behind him. As they pop back down, so Peter's going to be keen to get his places back. That's not a place he's going to get through there though. They come around to complete lap 1. Yeah, it's all been a big shake-up. That's Adi Randall and Richard Fisher directly ahead of Peter. Adi Randall's actually, I think he's made a place up during all of that little shuffle there. So on to beginning of lap 2, we have, looking back at the battle for 5th place, Peter Larsen, Chris Askew, Adi Randall and Richard Fisher. Coming down there, he's having a go, and a little bird in the pits has told me that he's actually running on soft tyres at the moment, which explains his good qualifying performance. So he's going to be keen to get past Chris and put some fast laps in, makes the most of these tyres. And there he's carried huge speed through that turn, and it looks like he's going to get Chris going up the hill, and he has. He's going to go on well from there. If he can keep it on and not get involved in the battle, he's going to be able to pull away a bit. But Chris doesn't look like he's going to let him go in a hurry. Meanwhile, we skip on to lap 5. The two leaders have now pulled well away from the rest of the field, but they're very close up to each other. Andre looks like he's closing back in. He's taken a leaf out of Wayne's book, taking it easy for a couple of laps, and now he's right back on his tail. That weight penalty hurting Wayne at this stage. As Andre comes up alongside, oh, they nearly touch, coming there, going down into turn 1, but Andre is cleanly passed into the braking zone. Wayne thinks of having a look back up inside him, but Andre's not going to leave him any room. I think Andre is either running a little bit lighter, or it's purely down to that weight penalty. We'll soon see when each of them pit. Both are running off the track. They're still pushing really hard, even at this early stage of the race. It's almost like it's the last lap. Going to last 6. Now it's the battle for 4th place. Johan Pejler at the start of it, and then we see 4th to 9th in the same shot. It's Adi Randall in 5th, but he's run off the track. He's run off the track. That's going to lose him 3 places just as quickly as he can blink. So Chris Askew now up into 5th. Peter Larsen 6th. Richard Fisher 7th, and Adi Randall back down to 8th. Hans Brouwer still hanging on to the end of this little battle. We're just waiting to pick up the pieces if any of them come together. And then, with Richard Fisher now attacking the back of Peter Larsen. And sure enough, a lap later, here we go, and they're still all at it. And Adi Randall peels off into the pits. He's going to make an early pit stop, change those soft tyres. And he's going to try and he's going to hope he's going to get out into some clean air, put some quick laps in. He might be able to jump some of these guys in the pit stop, although that's a long stint that he's going to have to do on his second set of soft tyres. As we come up to turn 1, Peter Larsen is looking very, very racy here, and he's gone up the inside of Chris. And so is Richard Fisher. Richard, a very opportunistic move, but Chris is back on the inside. Wasn't too impressed with that one, and he's straight back underneath Fisher. Just left him a car's width, then he put his car through it. And then come around there, Chris is straight back on at the tail of Peter Larsen, already looking to go inside at that, but that's a fast turn, he's not going to get it through. But that gives Richard Fisher another chance to close back up onto his tail. This is going backwards and forwards all the way. Hans Brow still keeping watching brief at the back of this lot, where they're starting to drop him off, and they're also starting to catch up with Mikey Mike in position 3. And here they are, right back on his tail now, on lap 8, and Johan Pegeler's got a great run on him down the straight, and he is passed before the start line. Peter Larson also looking at the back of him. Mikey Mike's coming down into turn 1. Running really defensive. Peter Larson even tied up. Mike Mike's braked himself and run wide. So it's now Pegeler Larson. It looks like is Chris Askew going to get through as well? No, he's not. Peter Larson's attacking Pegeler for 3rd, and that's put them side by side. That slowed them all down. So now 2 abreast, twice away, coming out of there, and all big wobble for Mikey Mike as they come into the corner. But Mikey Mike spun it. That little dropping the wheel off onto the dirt has lost control. So now we still have Pegeler and Larson, but Chris is coming up the inside into the uphill turn, and as he got him, he has got through. So we now have Pegeler, Askew, Larson, Fisher, Hans Brow still hanging on to the back of these guys as they turn up the hill towards Corkscrew. Chris is really after 3rd place. And look up there, we'll see what he can do. He's not going to make it at the hairpin, but Pegeler's got sideways and he's off the track, and Chris has got round the outside of him. It's bunched the rest of them up. They're nearly waiting to the back of Pegeler there. And a tag on there from I think that's Peter Larson that just tagged him there, and another tag from Peter, and then nearly 3 wide going into the last turn. But Peter Larson gets through, so does Richard Fisher. Where has he got that grip from? And can I have some for Division 1? Meanwhile, on lap 11, Aid Randall, having pit, has been quietly going about, pushing in some quick laps while the rest have been fighting between themselves and slowing them down. So this could be good. He may well leapfrog a few of them in the pit stop, as he's been able to lap cleanly all by himself. Here they come into the pits. Mikey Mike and Urban Orton, and that's Chris and Johan Pegeler, I think, leaving the pits in some style for Johan there as they come down. And now we're watching for Aid Skodus. There it is, coming through turn 1 as the other 2 exit the pits. Chris has got ahead of him. Is Aid going to get in ahead of Pegeler? No, he isn't. I think, no, sorry, that was Peter Larson. That's on lap 14. Johan Pegeler and Richard Fisher are into the pits. We'll see where they come out, and that's Andre leaving the pits after his stop. Wayne had pitted a couple of laps earlier, so it looks like his pace earlier was down to his weight penalty, but here he is now. Now he's had the benefit of a couple of laps on fresh tyres, and he's been able to put in a couple of quick ones. And here he comes now. Is he gonna be close getting out? Is he gonna have leapfrogged Andre in the pit stops? And he has. He's got back through into the lead. So on to lap 20. This is now the closest battle in the field. Aid had managed to leapfrog Richard Fisher in the pit stops, but now his soft tyres have had a hell of a long stint, and they're starting to give up. And he hasn't gone wide, and that's going to give Richard Fisher 5th place. Aid is going to be struggling now. And that's Johan Pegeler behind him. He had leapfrogged both of them during the pits, and sure enough, a couple of laps later, like Johan's right on the back of him, and it's going to be very hard to hold the BMW off now. Those soft tyres will really have cried enough. But there goes Johan into the last turn, and he's clean through. He's still in his slipstream though. He might fancy his chances to nip back ahead of him into turn 1. They're still extremely close, back into the slipstream for a bit more of a tow. Up over the hill. Will Aid fancy a stab into turn 1? And he's having a look down the inside, but no, he's not going to do it. And yeah, he still runs wide in the turn. Those soft tyres are really giving up. So that's Johan Pegeler up into 6th place. Well, after 24 laps, Wayne Belcher has held on to his lead, and he wins his 4th race in a row in Division 2. He's quickly becoming the dominant driver in the class. Well done to him for 4 straight victories. So the final top 10: Wayne Belcher for Unreal Racers, in the Seat, followed by Andre Herseg, Global Motorsports Technologies, and Chris Askew of the Martini Club Racing round out the top 3. Richard Fisher, Johan Pegula, Aid Randall moved up to 6th following a late incident for Peter Larson, Steve Smith 7th, Urban Ortner a good finish in 8th, Micah Mike recovered back to 9th, and Ferry Bavette rounds out the top 10 in the Renault Megane.